Diaries of a Madman. Written by What Must I Do? Chapter 8. Carnies' Teeth and Interesting Meetings. Part 3. A horribly bright light woke me up sometime in the morning.
"It's time to wake up,"
what should have been a soothingly pleasant voice said, if it wasn't attached to the person that presumably opened the blinds. I would have been more tempted to get up. Instead, I rolled over, away from the sun.
"The princess is expecting you, sir. You need to get up."
"Princess?" I muttered, not remembering the events of the night before.
"Oh yes, Princess Celestia is expecting to see you at breakfast this morning."
That's when I realized the bed I was in wasn't very familiar, and neither was the voice of the person that was talking to me. I jerked upright, looking around in surprise. "Where am I?"
"Cadillac Castle,"
the lady happily answered. I slowly turned my head her way, beholding a pale blue unicorn with a hair of brighter purple than rarities. Her bright green eyes met my dark green pair.
Is that a problem?"
Thankfully, the memories of what happened the night before were coming back at that point. Nah. How long do I have before breakfast?"
"Oh, another hour,"
she replied, walking over to where I left my clothes. "Why are you waking me up so early?" I asked, stretching.
"So you can get ready. Are these dirty?"
"Nope. And I don't need an hour to get ready. I need at most 15 minutes.
"If they're clean, why are they on the floor?"
she asked, turning back to face me. "Are you saying the floor isn't clean?" I asked with a smirk on my face.
"Of course it is. Princess Celestia wouldn't allow any of her guests to have a dirty room."
"Then what's wrong with my clothes on the floor?"
It's improper."
"That's weird. I happen to think it's perfectly proper if the floor's clean." She opened her mouth to respond, but I wasn't in the mood to pay attention, so I just kept going. "And since I'm awake anyway, I might as well take a shower. So, where's the bathroom?"
"In the door to the right,"
she said, nodding at it.
"Everything within is suited for minotaurs. Princess Luna assured me that would be fitting for them, since it would be fitting for you."
"Awesome. So are you gonna come back in 45 minutes or something to get me?"
"What? Of course not. I am to help you bathe, sir."
"No, you're not."
"But Princess Luna said that I was to attend you at all times."
"That's too damn bad. Either I go in without showering, or you stay away from me while I do shower."
"But I have to follow her orders."
"Didn't she say to make sure I was comfortable?"
"No, she said to obey her orders no matter what."
"Oh. Well, shit. What were her orders?"
She ordered me not to tell you."
Oh boy. "What if I said please?" I asked, putting on what was hoping was a winning smile. She shook her head.
"I'm sorry, sir, but I can't."
I sighed and said, "Can you at least just let me take a shower in peace?"
"No, orders."
Well, fuck. "Hey, can you just go ask her if it's okay if I take a shower alone? I'm sure she'll be reasonable about it."
"It would be much easier if you just let me wash you. Nobody else minds."
"Yeah, but they aren't humans. For us, it's a massive taboo to be seen naked by anyone that we aren't very closely familiar with. Just tell Luna and I'm sure she'll understand." She sighed and looked at the clock before saying,
"Oh, very well. I'll be back shortly, sir. Don't go anywhere without me."
"I'll be right here," I said, smiling. She nodded once before trotting out the door. As soon as she was gone, I hopped out of bed, grabbed some of my clothes from the bundle I brought, and jumped into the shower. It didn't take me long to figure it out, since all equestrian showers are standardized. Soon I was getting nice and clean in the royal shower. Since I had no idea how long it would take the maid, I made sure it was a very short one, just long enough to wash everything. As soon as I got to my main room, fully clothed and mostly dry, the lady trotted back in.
"Princess Luna said I absolutely must. Why are you wet?"
I don't know what you're talking about. I said, stringing out some of my wet hair. Luna said, "What?"
Your hair! Your hair is wet! I can see water falling from it right now!
Is it? I helped the strand that I was twisting and hummed. Well now, looks like it is. Wonder how that happened.
Did you take a shower?
Maybe. She stomped her two front hooves in anger.
I was supposed to help you! Princess Luna said I must!
I shrugged and replied, I think I've more than proved I'm capable of taking a shower for myself. What do we do for the next 45 minutes? At her narrowed eyes, I knew I might have had a problem. Hey, don't tell me you're mad. Then her horn lit up. Come on, we can talk this out. I felt myself getting pushed back to the bathroom as she advanced. No, I'll be good later, I promise. She gave me a very dark smile as she closed the door behind her and began removing my clothing.
Oh, I know you will.
It's a good thing she woke me up an hour early. We needed all that extra time for her bathing session. When we finally finished, I felt very much like I needed an adult, but as she assured me herself when I yelled that, she was an adult.
And you thought you could get ready in 15 minutes?
She said with a giggle. I hate you. I sighed, smacking away the comb she was trying to run through my hair. The hair that wasn't a ponytail, mind.
Oh, don't be so melodramatic. If you hadn't been so reluctant, that would have gotten much smoother.
And if you had been willing to just let it go, we wouldn't be running late right now.
We're late?
Without even stopping to check the clock, she grabbed my hand in her mouth and started galloping down the hall, dragging me along behind her. Of course, we weren't late, but judging by the speed at which my maid ran, she was utterly terrified of the possibility. When we got outside of the random, nondescript door, she ground to a halt, losing her grip on me and sending me to the floor.
Get up! There's no more time for sleeping!
Some magic took hold of me, propping me up but doing a little to abate the pain I now had for being tossed on the tile floor.
Now, remember, be on your best behavior.
She then licked the hoof and rubbed it against my face to remove some imaginary stain before opening the door and shoving me through, then pulling it shut behind me. The room was bereft of other occupants, so thankfully no one saw how I stumbled in. It also gave me some time to look around the room and learn where things were. The only important thing that I saw on the table was 6 seats, 4 in the middle and 1 on each end. Behind one of the chairs was a rising sun, behind the other, a waxing moon. The table itself was well polished but bare wood. There was one other door in the room, leading somewhere else. Only 6 plates, each with a basic set of silverware, and a single candelabra adorned the table. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it was just a dining room from a well-to-do family, instead of royalty. But I knew better. Still, that didn't stop me from walking to the other side of the table and sitting in the chair next to what I was assuming was Luna's side of the table. Then I just waited. After getting woken up the night before and then much earlier than I'm used to, I was feeling really tired, even after the excitement of the morning. My head was on the table, and I might have dozed off when a quietly cleared throat got my attention. I flinched at the table and looked to my right, where Luna was now sitting. You're really quiet, I said, blinking the sleep out of my eyes.
Greetings, Navarone.
A new and different voice said from my left. My head panned that way, and a large white horse filled my eyes. She had wings and a horn like Luna, and she was wearing a much larger crown and a large gold neck bangle. Her hair was a mix of pastel colors flowing in the wind like Luna's does at night. Her eyes were a dark pink. She seemed tired. Alright, meeting a new princess. Act natural. Hello, princess. I said as casually as I could. Sorry for, being asleep.
Oh, it's no problem. My sister told me she woke you up quite late last night, and from the reports that Twilight has been sending, you don't tend to be awake this early.
Twilight sends a lot of fucking reports, doesn't she? Not usually, no, I replied. And having a maid force me into a bathtub against my will didn't help wake me up either. I added, giving Luna a very pointed look. I looked back to her sister when she began to talk.
You have an aversion to being clean?
Susty asked, somewhat confused.
That isn't something that was mentioned.
To my people, it's a massive taboo to be seen naked by anyone that we don't know very well, and even more to be the one to be bathed by another. Luna snorted and said,
You will never settle in well should you not begin accepting our customs instead of yours, Nav.
Susty said something before I could.
And we should not make a guest uncomfortable, Luna. If he finds it awkward to be bathed, then he shall no longer be bathed. It's an ancient tradition that fell out of favor long ago anyway. Where you found a maid that would be willing to do such a thing, I don't know.
More than willing, I muttered, rubbing my hands together on the table.
What was that, Navarone?
Susty asked. She seemed overeager to please. I said louder. I tricked her into leaving and took a shower before she can get back. When she found out what I did, she forced me to take another bath so she could do what she said she would. Susty gaze slowly moved to Luna as she said,
I wonder what could have given her that kind of urgency. We can discuss this later,
Manisa replied.
The hour is early, and I am weary. Shall we not eat to break your fast, sister? We should indeed. Navarone, I trust Twilight's reports about your diet was accurate.
If she wrote down everything I told her, yes. Unless you have nothing but flowers and hay, I can probably eat some.
Excellent.
Her horn lit up and a soft chime surrounded throughout the room. But much later, a few servants entered the room and the other door, each with platters of food.
My apologies at being unable to provide meat for you,
she said, not sounding overly apologetic.
It is not something we generally keep on hoof, save for when certain ambassadors are visiting.
It's no problem, I said as the servants began stacking non-meaty breakfast foods on the table. But honestly, I'm surprised you all seem so understanding about the issue.
Not all of us are,
she replied.
It is something I suggest you keep quiet. No pony will make any attempts to harm you over it, but most ponies are not overly friendly with those that voluntarily eat meat.
I muttered. Good thing I haven't mentioned my hunting trips. Under my breath.
What was that?
Susty asked, smiling. I've found ways of getting meat on my own, I said louder. The other three has monsters, no one will miss. I have cravings for meat. Everybody wins.
Until you make a mistake,
Susty said. Thrill of the hunt, I replied with a large smile, ensuring my canines were showing. Oh God, why did I do that? I was thankful for Luna breaking the conversation.
Enough talk,
Luna said as the servants began filing out.
I, for one, hunger and long for bed. We can eat while we talk, sister,
Susty said, levitating some fruit from one of the platters.
But yes, it is time to eat. Take whatever you desire, Nav.
Already using Nav instead of Navarone. Interesting. It's nice to have fruit other than apples. I commented, grabbing a slice of honeydew.
Ponyville is out of the way, not used to importing,
Susty said with a shrug.
And it's definitely an apple town.
I just had to get summoned to the ass end of nowhere. Definitely different than what I'm used to. It's weird being in such a small town for so long, especially not one connected to the economy.
Oh?
She said.
What are you used to?
Large cities, well, large-ish. Only a few million people. Both of them flinched when I said that. What?
Nothing,
Luna finally said.
Go on.
Only a few million people, but we're still connected to the global market. It's hard not to be where I come from. It's weird to go to the market and see so little variety.
Your world sounds different,
Susty finally said.
But surely things aren't all bad here.
Different doesn't mean bad, princess, I said by way of an answer. Yes, I would much rather be home where I belong, but failing that, this place isn't so bad. As long as I'm human.
Was being a pony so distasteful to you?
Susty asked, one of her eyebrows lifting. I snorted and said, It was probably the worst experience I've had in my entire life, and I've almost been killed before. Starlight told me she felt similar about being a human. I'm glad it's over.
What was so bad about it?
Luna asked.
As handsome as you appeared, surely all the ponies were friendly.
I didn't have fingers, I was on all fours all the time, which feels wrong. All my senses were different, throwing me off entirely. My eyes were larger and in different places. My nose picked up more, my ears kept twitching. There were pheromones in the air that drove me mad at one point because I wasn't used to them. It cursed me with these damn wings that I could still barely control. So yeah, thank you for tuning me back, Luna.
You are most welcome, Nav,
she happily replied.
It's always interesting to see how some pony reacts to change,
Celestia commented. A very quick one today. I really didn't want to make you guys wait another week or a half for a longer Diaries of a Madman, so I'm going to try to go with the 15-minute motif because that seems to be the perfect amount of time it takes for me to convey in story, aside from Diaries of a Madman, obviously, because this fic's so big. This one chapter is 15,000 words. That's longer than a lot of one-shots. My rambling aside, however, I would like to thank my wonderful Patreons. Thank you, my tier 1s, Balance, Kindness, Dreamless, Portal, Night Game, Hyperlink, Jason, Chase Lemaster, Starlight, Blaze, Ringiani, Dragonwolf, and Luna Gaze. My tier 2s, Capt, Blue Shadow, Chaotic Mist, The Animated Ghost, DGMX 2000, Elemental Wolf, H1 Wolf King, HKH4, aka Texture, Mackenzie, Micoles, Nocturne, Papa Lennon, Redeemer of Dark, Solus, Eclipse, Sword Brother and Mordred, and RD Bryant. And a large thank you to my previous Titan tiers, Dark Guardian, Danish Dash, and Maverick. And a big thank you to my current ones, User 1842 and Silent Titan. I appreciate your guys' support so much, and it means a ton to me. That aside, however, this has been Fireheart. Have a wonderful day.